Mayor Nathan Box, and I'm calling this meeting to order. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Byrd.
Present.
Freeman.
Present.
Raymond. Corbin.
Here.
Soul. Rowan.
Here.
Shea. Schulteis. Mayor Box.
Present.
We do have a quorum.
Great, thank you. We're going to begin this evening's meeting as we have for many years. First, with an opening prayer this evening by Councilmember Byrd, followed immediately by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we would invite you to join us.
Good evening. I'm going to ask you to pray with me today. Father, we come before you as servants. We thank you for the opportunity to make decisions for this, what I believe is a great city that you've blessed us with. I pray that you give us insight, that you give us wisdom. I thank you for this fall season. I thank you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us in this city, Lord, and in this country. So we thank you and we give you praise. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Thank you, Quincy. Next item on the agenda are our consent agenda items. These are items that are considered to be fairly routine and will be enacted in one motion unless a member of the public or a member of council asks to have an item removed from the consent agenda, and then it'll be placed in its regular order on the regular agenda. But before I do that, Brenda, would you please review the consent agenda for us?
Okay, 4A, excuse the absences of council members Schulteis, Raymond, Shea, and Soul. 4B, the minutes of October 1, 2025 regular session. 4C, a grant of utility easement for Holland City Fiber, Maplewood Village. 4D, electric distribution bucket truck purchase. 4E, a new business license for Elite Junk Services. 4F, Elections Precinct Consolidation Ordinance Amendment with final adoption November 5, 2025. 4G, approve the purchase and installation of one HVAC air handle unit for the transportation building. 4H, sponsorship for Ice Park Zamboni. 4I, contract for Lugers Park Irrigation Project Phase 2. 4J, declare items as surplus for police operations bicycles. 4K, approve the purchase of 4 hybrid 2025 Toyota RAV4s. 4L, fiscal year 2026 strategic plan and business plan quarterly progress report. That's July to September 2025. 4M, the appointment of city representative to the South Shore Village and Washington Square Business Improvement District Board of Directors. 4N, a revocable license agreement for a projecting sign at 238 South River Avenue. And 4O, approve the purchase of furniture for the Clerk and Human Relations Office renovations.
Great. Thank you, Brenda. Is there any member of the public that would like to have an item removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda? Seeing none. Any member of council that would like to have an item removed from consent and placed on the regular agenda? Seeing none there either.
Councilman, Mr. Mayor, just
Yes.
for the record, Councilman Soul, Councilperson Soul, has just joined us at 6:04 p.m. and will be voting alongside of us.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Corbin. What is the pleasure of council in regard to the consent agenda?
Move to approve consent agenda.
Moved by Byrd. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Soul. Any discussion? Seeing none. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Okay, Byrd,
Yes.
Vreeman,
Yes.
Corbin, Soul,
Yes.
Rowan, not sure, and Mayor Box.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Great. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Under the Open Meetings Act of the State of Michigan, we provide the public the opportunity to address council at our regular meetings, our study sessions, and at every single one of our board, committee, and commission meetings. We do have guidelines that we ask you to follow. Each person is allowed to speak for 5 minutes. There are 3 lights on the dais in front of me. There's a green light, a yellow light, and a red light. Green light means you're doing well on time. Yellow light means that you have 1 minute left. And the red light means that your time is expired, and we are strict about that. This is one-way communication. It's an opportunity for you to be able to speak to us about anything that you think is important. We do not answer questions during this time or engage in discussion, but if there's a question that staff can answer, they may be able to circle back to you after the meeting. And we do ask that when you come to the podium, you please state your name and the municipality in which you live, because it's important to us to know whether or not you're a resident of the city of Holland. Now, having said that, is there anyone here who would like to address council at this time? If so, please come forward. And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
My name is Israel Quintanilla, also known as Izzy, very well known here. And again, this time I'm not talking about city inspector's office. This time I'm talking about your police department, which is a joke. 6 years ago, a crime was committed against me by a Holland police officer, Brian Eller. Committed 2 felonies against me inside Reliable Sports. I had a phone call with the Ottawa County Prosecutor's Office today, and I said, hey, where are we at with this? They indicated to me clearly, we have no record of this crime. So explain to me, City Council, how does a crime go from me filing a report that a crime was committed to Captain Bursma's office to the City Attorney's office, Ron Vanderveen, who's no longer in the council? How does that happen where it skips the prosecutor's office? Unheard. Not legal. When is this enough? How many more times do you need me to come here and continue to belittle this great community that I've lived in all my life? I've walked down Tulip Lane. I went to Lincoln School. I'm from here, 15th in College, or 15th in Lincoln, 17th in Columbia. I grew up here. And this is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment knowing that you're a lawyer. And you see me coming here and complaining, and if you was a mayor, I would say, hey, you know what? Someone find Izzy. Let's get him in here. Let's get this thing whole. Because you know what? Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. It's okay. Because our good Lord allows us to make mistakes as long as we make them right. If you think by any reason I'm going to stop, I'm not. I'm going to be here for every meeting, and I'm turning over every rock I can until the day you guys call me in and say, Izzy, Mr. Quintanilla, let's vindicate you. Let's make you whole. It's been 6 years, people. 6 years. I lost all of my humanity in this community. I tried to open up another business. I couldn't because the humiliation that was put upon me when my stuff was put into a parking lot because your inspector's office couldn't tell the court that, oh, by the way, we put a 45-day of condemnation on that property. I'm addressing you, mainly you, Mayor Brock, because you're an attorney. You know the law. You practice the law. You're paid to practice the law, to defend others, to make whole for others. How do you feel knowing that you can go to sleep at night and there's a person that's been in this community all of his life, took the biggest toy store in Holland and built a superstore to be thrown out on the street because there were some people in this town that just didn't like me? It's not your place to judge me. I don't judge anybody. I don't judge anybody by their color, their creed, or anything. I'm homeless at this time because I'm trying to fight. And everybody says, just let it go away. I'm not going to. Because every time I got in trouble, I stood in front of the man, and I was guilty. I did my time. I did my restitution, and I gave back to this community again and again and again. I don't understand how this board can continue to accept me coming in here, talking like this to you, in front of these people behind us that love this community. And by the way, I do love this community. I think it's one of the greatest communities in the world. Okay? But I don't believe in this office right here. I don't believe in this council because I haven't seen this council step up to me and tell me different. I haven't found a way for anybody here to say, Mr. Quintanilla, we're going to thoroughly look into this. You had a city inspector, a city manager make a decision? Did you even read the rumble that what he wrote, sent to me? I don't understand how you guys don't follow up, dotting I's and crossing T's, when this town is built on greatness. Some of the best companies in the world, biggest companies in the world, come from Holland, Michigan. And what do? We're just going to sit here and just let Izzy talk down on us. Because that's exactly what I'm doing. I am not impressed with this board. I am not impressed with City Hall. This is ludicrous. I'm asking you guys, and by the way, for those that want to make any notes, my phone number is 616-377-6698. Okay? And I would love a phone call to show that there's humanity in this building, to show that this building and the people that are in here have morals and want the truth and want Izzy to be vindicated and compensated. Everything that you need to know about me is on Facebook, Izzy versus Holland. It's been up there 6 years. Facebook won't even take it down because the facts that I'm pointing out are truthful. Mayor Brock, I'm asking you to step up, call me. Let's sit down like gentlemen so we can turn this leaf to another day so the town can continue to move forward. I'd like to move forward too. Okay? In the meantime, you're all my brothers and my sisters, and I love every one of you. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? And would you please state your name and municipality for the record? And are you one of our HIAC students?
Yeah.
We have some additional rules for you. We would love to know what school you go to, what grade you're in, what you're doing with HIAC, and if you have any plans for the future. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine. I didn't at your age either.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jacob Mejia. I'm a 10th grade student attending West Ottawa. I'm part of the Social Services Committee, and I would like to speak about issues regarding public transport. Though there are bus stops located near Holland, many of them are not near neighborhoods or near places where people would like them. Most bus stops seen in Holland are on the south side, with very few being seen near the Beechwood area, and many of those near the Beechwood area are very unkept and dirty, with dust being on windows, seats, and other places near it. This is an issue for people who cannot get rides from peers or parents. It could also be an issue for people that would walk instead of getting rides because Michigan weather could be very bad. And I'd like to propose a solution, and that would be to better help clean the bus stops and maybe add new ones in the Holland Beechwood area. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
My name is Brian Everett, and I live in the 2nd Ward. And as most of you know, I am also running for mayor this year. And so I wanted to come up here to talk a little bit about the Holland that I grew up in and the Holland that I know. For 25 years, I've run a business here in Holland, and my business requires that I talk to a lot of people. And in those 25 years, I've learned that the people of Holland are very generous and have great imaginations and are wonderful people to be around. I've discovered the same thing as I've walked the town the last 3 or 4 months, talking to the people of Holland, asking them what they loved about Holland and what they wanted to see changed. And almost to a ward, I've gotten the same responses. We think the taxes are overburdening us. We feel like it's not affordable to live in Holland anymore. I've talked to people who have said, we're going to have to move outside of Holland because the taxes here are too much. And then city council comes up and says, well, we want a Headley waiver. Do we understand what the Headley Amendment is for? The Headley Amendment was designed so that taxes would not go up without our elected officials taking votes on the taxes just automatically. But that's what we have going on here. You have all said that we haven't raised taxes in 14 years. We haven't changed the millage in 14 years. The millage is the same for everyone in town, but the taxes are different because it comes down to the affordability of their houses. What's their assessed value? And since we have a housing issue in Holland, the housing limited supply drives prices up, which increases our tax burden because our houses are now worth more. And as a homeowner, and most homeowners will tell you, your house going up in value does you very little good. You can't take it to the bank. You can't buy groceries with it. These are problems we need to solve. And by this Headley waiver coming along to reset the Headley Amendment, which will basically allow the taxes to continue to go up for the next 10 years without you voting on it because the millage is set. We need to let the Headley Amendment do its job and tamp down taxes so that we can change the conversation and the people can have a voice in how their taxes are acquired and used. The Headley Amendment had a purpose when it was put into place because taxes were running away. We're entering another phase of our country now where, because inflation is pushing things up, taxes are going up. I want to see our town talk about this so that we're not just counting on taxes going up, because for me and for the people I've talked to, they think city council kind of has a free slate. You just expect more money every year and you spend like it. I want to see a council that doesn't spend unless we need it. Need should be the driving factor, not want. As we learned with the skating park, when we deal with want, our people step forward. We had $9.5 million given to the city, given, not taken like taxes, but given, so that we could have this wonderful park. That's the city I grew up in. That's the city I want to see step into the future with a positive attitude and a positive motion, which is why I would like you all to reconsider what the Headley Amendment is going to do if you reset it. The unintended consequences are going to be that everyone has a less affordable house, a less affordable town to live in, and everything becomes much tougher for them. I've talked with retired people who own their own home and are now living on Social Security who say they're getting to the point where they have to decide, are they going to pay their taxes or buy their medication? Are they going to pay their taxes or buy food? I've talked to working families that have said, I don't eat as much because I need to make sure my kids have food on their table because we're not making enough in the process to live a good life. The people in Holland are good people. They deserve the opportunity to live a good life. So for that reason, and since you are going to have a meeting here next Tuesday to discuss why we should vote for the Headley Amendment waiver, I would like to put my 2 cents in to say, I believe that the people should vote against the Headley waiver because it's taking away, that's the one piece of legislation that we have that actually gives the taxpayers a say, gives the taxpayers a chance to say, enough is enough. Let's slow down the tax growth and find a better way to spend our money in the city. I don't like scare tactics. I don't like people talking about what we should do. Vote no on the Headley waiver. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
Araceli Zuniga, and I am from Holland, the north side of Holland. And thank you for your time, Mayor Box and City Council. And I thank you for, I'm going to read what I got here prepared. And it says, thank you for your time and also for all the work you do for the city of Holland. You know, because I know you're here many hours, you know, thinking of how to better our city. And I am here on behalf of April Faith Month Action Organization, talking about one of the events we had September on the 27th called Shine the Light at Holland Park, which this is our second year we have done it. The event included praise and worship, prayers for our city from children, including our youth. People that joined us as well were churches, nonprofit, and other organizations who support April Faith Month. From pastors, Love Your Neighbors organization, Crossroad Christian Motorcycle, Chalk on the Walk for children and adults, Oasis Prayer Center tent, several vendors including Ethnic Food Truck, Robinson Popcorn, Wear the Word t-shirt with a special edition, a t-shirt saying, how can I pray for you on the back? And I have it right here, one of them. Right there. We had a youth group flagging and dancing along with directors Tracy Bellinger, Desiree Melendez, and special dance, the Alabaster Box, Jessica Garcia, and a pastor offering even a free book called The Real Jesus. The Bible says in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." As we do these events, we know others are drawn to Him and our Savior, Jesus Christ. We came together in this event to worship Jesus, preach the gospel, loving on one another, enjoyed some food and fun with family and friends. A true celebration outside church walls where all are welcomed. Looking forward to continue shining the light of Jesus here in Holland and the surrounding areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
Ann Henriksen, Zeeland. We have good news from around the nation, state, and Holland. A peace treaty is made. The Israeli hostages are returning home. Washington, D.C., a mile long, come to the table, gather thousands from across the nation to join Communion America. Charlie Kirk's wife received the Presidential Medal of Honor of Freedom for her husband on what would have been his 32nd birthday. This is the highest Medal of Honor in the U.S. for a civilian. Yesterday, people from all over the state of Holland was assembled to challenge the state of Michigan Board of Education concerning the 2026 sex and health education proposed standards that subjugated parental authority. A unique worship and prayer event shined the light in Holland's public Holland Park. And we are here this evening to report about this unique faith happening. With many other opportunities in Holland taking place on a gorgeous September day, the unique non-denominational worship and prayer occurred in front of Holland Park Bandshell. Inspirational music was broadcasted as people arrived. The worship dancers flagged on the stage. I did not think the Parks and Recreation Department would mind because they sponsor dance classes for the public. People participated in writing uplifting messages of faith on the sidewalk. They visited the vendors and got food to enjoy seated on the picnic tables that were moved close to accommodate work fellowship. People stopped into the prayer tent for personal confidential prayer. All were welcome. All of these services were provided by volunteers. Here are a few testimonies. A couple from Minnesota visiting Holland were heading to dinner at Boatworks and heard the music. They decided to check it out. They were delighted with the warm welcome. They met Dr. Reverend Adam Grill and received his free books. We proudly told them about our faith heritage and that Holland is a Christian city. We prayed with them for a safe trip to the Finger Lakes in New York and sent them on their way. Another lady was driving on 11th Street, happened to roll down her window and hear the music. She was new to Holland. She got free books as well. She sat on a picnic table the whole time joining us in this unique worship. A thin, middle-aged gentleman with a baseball cap and tattoo stopped by, sat on a picnic table. We gave him a delicious piece of tres leche cake. Before he left, we were able to pray with him. He became very emotional. We asked him if he needed anything, and he said no, that God met his needs. The program began with the shofar sound. Pastor Trenton Harold and Chelly Zuniga led the music. The worship was magnifying Jesus. We had a beautiful dancer who portrayed the alabaster box. The teenagers and a child prayed as they were led. Amazing to hear. Pastor Raul Garcia II gave bilingual, passionate, saving grace gospel message. Do you hear why this is called a unique prayer and worship event? We hope you and family join us next year. You see, this is about faith outside church walls. We are not an established church. We facilitate the churches and help guide people for their needs. It's about relationship with one another and with God. This is the unique prosperity, providing that the living God is our most precious portion in life. Van Rolte. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? You can, would you please leave those just right by the edge of the dais there? Thank you.
So,
Hello.
I have something very small to mention and wasn't even planning on it.
Okay,
but
could you
I
please
just
state your name?
live in Holland on the north side. I'm not sure of the division or municipal.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
Yes, my name is Orlando Estrada, born and raised here in Holland in Ward 2. So about 2 weeks ago, a lady named Jody was here, and she didn't get to finish her statement because I had to ask her a question about what she's going to say at the end, and she made an interesting point. And I believe you guys have the authority to change this. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. That's why I'm here. So I noticed that the Civic Center doesn't need to make a profit based on one of your statements on your website. And if that is the case, is there a way we can lower the cost of $4,000 a day to maybe $1,000 a day or a little bit less? For example purposes, I used to go to Washington Elementary School, which is no longer in existence, but we had field trips 5 or 6 years in a row. We come to Civic Center, which is, a place for our, our backyard, front porch, however you want to say it. And I got to enjoy the Rock and Mineral Show, and it was great. And when I always wondered, how come they never came back? And now I understand why they didn't come back, because it's overpriced per night. And is there a way, do you guys have the authority to lower it to make it more affordable? She was basically she told me that, I guess the north side, Holland Township, Charter Township, whatever you want to call it, I guess they're making the community center to where it's more affordable. I don't know if they're charging $500 a night, but it'd be really cool to see a lot of things that when I grew up with that come back to the Civic Center, because if it doesn't need to make a profit, then we should lower the price. If we need to make up costs because we know nothing is free, nothing affordable, then can we make a happy balance? I do know there's been conversation by Brian Everett about a performing arts center. And the one thing I hear all the time, because I'm a Lyft driver, I drive people around town, what is there to do at Holland after 9 o'clock besides going to a bar? And I'm like, I don't know. Might need to go to Grand Rapids. Not quite sure. But it would be nice to have an actual conversation on it and not be heated about it, because I know everybody here loves the city of Holland. It's really easy to throw jabs and make this a big old whatever. But I think it's something that should be considered. But again, you guys have the authority. I don't know exactly what authority, but just putting it all out there. I think for the guys here, if I had my fly down, I would really appreciate it if someone told me that it needs to be pulled up. And the reason I'm bringing it up is on your website, on your top 25 points, I think there's one that says we have not raised taxes in 14 years. And the reason why I say it like that, there's a question mark. I think you meant an exclamation mark. Just wanted to quick change that. So not question mark, exclamation point, that type of thing. But at the end of the day, I do believe everybody's trying to do their best here. But ultimately, I hit doors a year ago as a county commissioner candidate. And even though I was not successful with that, the message is still the same. So I still talk to my neighbors. We have a housing issue. I know you guys know about that. And I'm just wondering, is there a way that we can better budget? I think you guys do a great job doing your study sessions about how you can make Holland greater. But if we're looking at increasing the property tax in the future, it is concerning, because I do know people who are in those sensitive situations, because I see it every time I ran before. So I'm just asking for consideration about, can we lower the price of the Civic Center? Can we have a talk about a new performing arts center? Can this be a team effort? Because I thought we're hashtag One Holland. So that is all. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? Seeing none, I will close the public comment period. Next item on the agenda, special presentations and recognitions from the mayor or council or the city manager. Holland Youth Advisory Council and Youth on Boards. The introduction, appointments, and reappointments to boards, committees, and commissions. Mr. Van Dyken.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's a fun evening. This is an annual event that comes in, and we think we get to get a little bit of a glimpse of the future of our community. So it's fantastic to have the youth come in. I spoke to Joan earlier. It sounds like the students are just going to take it right from the opening act. So students, if you could please come up, and we'd love to hear from you.
Good evening, Mayor Boggs and members of City Council. I am Yaslen Ochoa,
And I'm Henrik Baumann.
and it is our pleasure to introduce Holland scholars joining the Holland Youth Advisory Council for the 2025-2026 academic year. I will start off with Holland Youth Advisory Core Council. Yaslen Ochoa, Holland High School. Drew Rothstein, West Ottawa High School. Henrik Baumann, Black River High School. Layla Sindarajan, Holland High School. Maggie Telgenhoff, Holland High School. Luke Tusink, Holland Christian High School. Dorian Sun, Black River High School. Jaslyn Campos, Holland High School. Joseph Lay, Zealand West High School. June McDonald, Black River High School. Ann Chung, Black River High School.
And now our Social Services Committee members. Luke Tusink, Holland Christian High School. Maggie Rothstein, West Ottawa High School. Molly Huggett, Holland High School. Isaac Hagemeyer, homeschooled. Kai Gracia, Black River High School. Alita Burmeister, West Ottawa High School. Amelia Hoff, West Ottawa High School. Anyeli Polanco, West Ottawa High School. Brianna Munoz, West Ottawa High School. Evelyn Price, West Ottawa High School. Jacob Mejia, West Ottawa High School. Jelena Madrigal, West Ottawa High School. Soren Traver, West Ottawa High School. Tatiana Alvarez, West Ottawa High School.
The Recreation Committee members. June McDonald, Black River High School. Kylina Shaniak, West Ottawa High School. Margaret Kunn, Black River High School. Sara Gonzalez, Holland High School. Ada Lee Field, West Ottawa High School. Amanda Steele, West Ottawa High School. Annika Yen, Holland High School. Caitlin Whitty, Holland Christian High School. Lucy Van Heis, Holland High School. Miles Stock, Holland Christian High School. And Owen Bear, Holland High School.
Now our Environmental Committee members. El San Pedro, Black River High School. Andrew Legg, Holland High School. Ellie Steimer, Black River High School. Joseph Lee, Zealand West High School. Miley Knapp, Black River High School. Miles Wilkinson, West Ottawa High School. Yamilet Cullen, Black River High School. Aubrey Perchon, Holland Christian High School. Ida Visser, Black River High School. Liam Cronkite, West Ottawa High School. Reagan Bestman, Black River High School. Riley Sikorsky, West Ottawa High School. Tan Tran, Zealand East High School.
And finally, Holland Youth on Boards. Yaslen Ochoa, Holland High School International Relations Commission. Ann Chung, Black River High School, Police Community Relations. Boston Wilkinson, West Ottawa High School, Human Relations Commission. Drew Rothstein, West Ottawa High School, West Michigan Airport Authority. Henrik Baumann, Black River High School, Downtown Development Authority. Layla Sandarajan, Holland High School, Human Relations Commission. Maggie Telgenhoff, Holland High School, Parks and Recreation Committee. Now Leonard, West Ottawa High School, West Michigan Airport Authority. Anders Traver, West Ottawa High School, Human Relations Commission.
Ano Mangwiro, Holland High School International Relations Committee. Amaris De Leon, Holland High School Teen Court. Andrew Andrulik, Holland High School Parks and Rec Committee. Shaza Ben, Holland High School, Teen Court. Doreen Sun, Black River High School, Max Transit. Eva Skipper, Holland High School, Police Community Relations. Jocelyn Campos, Holland High School, Teen Court. Xavier Murphy, Holland High School, Neighborhood Improvement. Comey K, Holland Christian High School, International Relations Committee. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please join me in welcoming the 2025-2026 Holland Youth Advisory Council and Holland Youth on boards. Thank you.
Well done to both of you, and welcome all of our HIAC students. I think I can say this for council. This is, what was that, Mr. Freeman? Oh, yeah, could you get, that's a great idea. Thank you, Tim. We would love to have all of you stand up so we can see who you are. So the HIAC students that are here, would you please stand up for us? Fantastic. I think that deserves another round of applause. So well done to both of you, because I know it is very, very difficult to get up to that podium. It can be nerve-wracking to stand up there, even though I'm trying to smile at you as much as I possibly can while you're up there. Some of your faces are incredibly familiar because you're in your third or fourth year as part of HIAC. We absolutely love that you guys are participating in this. One, because you're getting great experience with the city. You guys are contributing like crazy to this community. We expect to see your faces and your bodies up here someday. For those of you who are on Youth on Boards, we have already gotten to know some of you in board meetings with us. Please speak up at those board meetings. We value your opinions. We want to hear them. When you come to our council meetings, also please speak up at those council meetings. When you come to dinner, introduce yourselves. We will do our best to introduce ourselves to you as well. Talk to us about at the podium. Don't be nervous. I know you're going to be nervous anyway, but don't be nervous. We love to have you guys up there. It is absolutely wonderful to have you guys part of this. One of the things that I try to tell students as much as possible, it is really, really important for people to step up and participate in their community, and you guys are doing that. And that's huge for you and for your community. Keep doing it. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And Joan has asked me to ask all of you and tell you that you are welcome to go out into the lobby for a reception out there. I told Joan I'm sure that you would rather stay here in the council meeting, but she didn't think so. So we're going to give you guys a few minutes to go out there for that reception. Thank you again, and congratulations. We look forward to seeing more of you guys over the course of the year. Congratulations.
Mayor?
Yes.
Do we need to vote on this?
Do we need to take a vote on this to accept him in? I think that we should, even if, to appoint him to the boards. Thank you, Mr. Byrd. What is the pleasure of council in regard to these appointments to the boards, Mr. Byrd?
Move to approve.
Moved by Byrd. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Vreeman. I think we should do is there any discussion? All right, let's do a roll call vote on this. I want to hear everybody's vote on this.
Let's see here. Byrd,
Yes.
Vreeman,
Yes.
Corbin,
Yes.
Soul,
Yes.
Rowan,
Yes.
and Mayor Box.
Yes. Welcome.
Unanimous.
Great. Congratulations. Welcome. Now you can go out and have your party. We'll give them a minute before we move on to the next agenda item. All right, next agenda item, item 7A, under special order of the day, public hearings, community and neighborhood services, a PA 198 tax abatement request for Hudsonville Creamery and Ice Cream Company, LLC. Mr. Van Dyken.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I actually get the privilege, with Keith being gone, of not only introducing this item, but introducing the newest member of our team, Juan Ganoum. Juan comes to us with extensive municipal experience. Most recently, Juan was in a city manager role at a similar community. So very excited to ask Juan to come up, to share anything he would like about himself, but also introduce the tax abatement for Hudsonville Ice Cream, and I think we have some folks here that are going to speak to it.
Juan, welcome. It's
Matt.
good to have you here.
Hello. Well, it's nice to be here, and it's nice to see you all. To say that it's a thrill to be part of the Holland team would be a tremendous understatement. I've said this over and over again over the last several weeks. Holland has always been an aspirational place for me for many, many years. It's a wonderful community. I'm down the road in St. Joseph, but I've gotten used to the commute. I've been here for 9 days. And I just love working for the city. The CNS team is fantastic. So thank you for being so warm and welcoming to this newbie. I know I'm part of a new class, but everyone's been fantastic. So with that out of the way, I'd like to introduce the agenda item. It's a request for an industrial property tax abatement by Hudsonville Creamery and Ice Cream Company, which is located at 345 East 48th Street. The request is being filed under Public Act 198 of 1974 with an industrial development district that was established by the City of Holland in 2002. In summary, there's investments totaling over $11.8 million and 44 jobs will be retained. If the council approves this item, Hudsonville would pay the City of Holland an industrial facilities tax, better known as an IFT, instead of a property tax, which would reflect the abated savings. And I believe your council packet has plenty of information. There's a fantastic report by the assessor, probably one of the best reports I've seen on IFTs. It's great, which summarizes the savings over the 12-year IFT period. But rather than have me continue talking about it, I'm very pleased to introduce and welcome Nate Sietsma, who is the Chief Financial Officer for Hudsonville Creamery and Ice Cream Company, who's here with me, and also in the back to answer questions if necessary from Lakeshore Advantage, the Business Solutions Manager, Colin Cady, right here.
Wonderful.
Mr. Sietsma?
Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, council members. Just to speak to the project a little bit more. So I guess in total to start, we're going to be spending about $40 million on expanding our manufacturing operations at our facility, and then of which $11.8 million is real property that will be upgraded building facilities inside of our footprint. So I know many of you drive past occasionally and things like that too. So you won't see more expansion outside of our building or more walls going up. This renovation will be taking place inside of our existing footprint, but we'll be to get ready for another high-speed automated ice cream novelty stick bar line. And then, as mentioned already, this line will provide 44 new jobs to the community. Plan is to run 3 shifts of operations on the line. Part of the reason for the investment in this line is we have a long-term agreement with a co-manufacturing customer that will provide stable volume to the line and gives us a little bit more of a firm guarantee or commitment that we'll be able to keep those jobs long-term for our company. And we're excited for just the continued investment and the continued partnership with the city. We know we've come here a few times over the last few years and just really appreciate the partnership back and forth that we have and really value our relationship with our community. So.
Great, thank you. Any questions for the applicant or for staff? Yes, Mr. Freeman.
I'm just questioning, how many employees do you have currently?
Yeah, so we're before we started, we actually already started hiring a couple employees for this project. We were right around 250 to 260 employees. This project will get us up and over 300. So a really cool thing for me too, just to speak to that a second too. I think I was employee number 60 something. So just really exciting for us again to continue to grow and provide additional jobs to our community.
Awesome,
so,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Ms. Soul.
So I see that, and I'm sorry, congratulations on your expansion. I was like, wow, because it's pretty impressive already when I drive by there. First of all, where's our ice cream? Someone's gonna say that.
Yeah, should have brought some, might have melted, but we can swing by later, yeah. Yeah.
No, but it says that the entry level is $22. And is that, do they need any type of degree, or is that just entry level? And is that, general line work, $22 entry level?
Yeah, so most of the jobs we do, entry-level line jobs, out of the 44, that would represent somewhere in the mid-30s. The other 6 to 10 jobs are supervisor positions, maintenance, facilities, and quality. But yes, the 22 would be for the entry-level hourly jobs, so.
Okay, so third shift, would they be more at a premium because it's third shift, or is?
When we calculated that number, the premiums were factored into the average wages. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Great, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
What is we do need to do a public hearing on this, so at this time, I will open the public hearing. You guys can sit down, you don't need to stay up there. Thank you, appreciate it. At this time, I'll open the public hearing. This gives the public the opportunity to be able to address council in regard to this particular item. The same guidelines apply to the public hearing as they do to the public comment period. Is there anyone here who would like to address council in regard to this particular item? If so, this is your opportunity. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. What is the pleasure of council in regard to this item?
Move to approve?
Moved by Sol. Is there support?
Support.
Support, was that you, Mr. Freeman?
It was.
It was. You got a little frog in your throat there tonight. I didn't recognize it right away. All right, all good. Moved by Sol, support by Freeman. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Okay, Vreeman.
Yes.
Corbin. Yes. Sol.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Wonderful, thank you. Next item on the agenda, item 7B, Downtown Principal Shopping District Assessment. Adopt a resolution approving the fiscal year 26 Principal Shopping District Assessment Roll. This sounds familiar, Mr. Van Dyken.
Yes, this is something we do not only every year, but in multiple steps every year. So don't want to assume that every council member has all the information that they need to make a decision on the next 3 items, but we do have staff here to answer any detailed questions you may have, but I think I'll just give a very, very high level. We've talked about this before. The first one is the Principal Shopping District Assessments. So the Principal Shopping District really does all the marketing for downtown, and also puts on those great events that are really coming up around the corner. We just had Fall Fest. It was unbelievably busy. Now all the holiday events are in full swing. So the PSD rate is the same as it was last year. There's no mention of change, but this will fund the marketing and the events of our wonderful downtown.
All right. Any questions for staff? Yes, Ms. Rowan.
Not a question, just a comment. I think I've spoken to you, Matt, about just the general tone and the busyness about town, like even during off-peak, so-called off-peak periods. And it's just remarkable to see the downtown have a buzz about it almost any day of the week, almost any time of the day. So I just want to commend the efforts of those folks that have brought that kind of liveliness to the downtown. So, and you're welcome, because I help pay for that with my taxes, with my
Thank
bill.
you. Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's really lovely, so thank you.
Ms. Sol.
I wanted to add to that, Kim. Definitely, I concur. Yes, downtown really is a place to be. I remember growing up in Joliet, Illinois, and our downtown was pretty nice, from what I remember. But snow melt, come on now. Just all the services and amenities, and then an ice skating rink that, we'll be seeing, in a couple weeks. But, but not only that, the businesses and entrepreneurs downtown pay that special assessment. And so, it comes with the price, but it's always happening, popping, as the young generation would say. I love going down there to the Nick and just, supporting. Last night I happened to be at Bowerman's for a special moth series, and it was really busy, and they even gave away free blueberry donuts. So I'm just grateful that, it's snow melt down there, and, it's just a great place to be. It reminds me of my childhood days, but the snow melt, of course, is just, I can't say enough about it, but thank you.
Mr. Byrd.
One thing I wanted to bring up too that you forgot was free parking. That is something that it's not common in a city like this, so that's something that I wanted to talk about. We At one time, we did a parking study, and it was suggested that we charge for parking. Council decided not to do that, and I think that's one of the best things that we have here in Holland as well.
You guys are previewing item C and D. We're still on item B, but I think I'm getting a preview of how you two may vote on item C and D. So, and any other comment on item B, the downtown principal shopping district assessment? All right, Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Was there
Oh, we
a
did.
motion?
Oh, we need to do a public hearing on this, don't we? Thank you. Yeah, I got so excited about the comments on this. I know. It's true. All right, we need to do a public hearing on this. I'm going to open up the public hearing at this time. Is there anyone here who would like to address council in regard to the principal shopping district assessment? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. What is the pleasure of council in regard to this item?
Move to approve the principal shopping district assessment.
Moved by Vreeman. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Sol. Any discussion? Seeing none. Now, Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Okay, Corbin. Yes. Sol.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Wonderful, thank you. Next item on the agenda, downtown snowmelt operations and maintenance assessment. Adopt a resolution approving the annual downtown snowmelt operations and maintenance assessment role. Mr. Van Dyken.
Yes, thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Snowmelt, as was just said, is really vital to our downtown. It's just one of those things that draws us, believe it or not, we're going to start seeing snow in the next month or two. Unfortunately, I know that's not a popular statement, but snowmelt is very important to our downtown. We have the largest system, certainly in North America, if not the world. That system to actually operate is not a terribly high cost versus what it costs to put it in, but the snowmelt is recommended for a 3% increase this year.
All right, great, thank you. Any questions? You want to make a comment on this?
I have another comment.
All right, go for it.
I just want to say the other thing about the snow melt is that in the wintertime, I do notice that people park at the Civic Center and then use the snow melt system for walking, for exercise. So aside from just bringing traffic for shoppers and other like retail traffic into the city, it's a great opportunity for people to just get out and walk safely. So that is all. Thank you.
Yes, I am one of those people. I used to park at the Civic Center. Now I live downtown. You said you contribute to the principal shopping district. I contribute to the snowmelt assessment. As I've said before, the only part of my morning walk that is not snowmelted is the parking lot of my own building. Once I cross that, I can walk anywhere that I need to go downtown on clean, dry sidewalks all winter long. Even though I'm not looking forward to the snow, that is one of the great things about downtown Holland is there is snow melt to every single door that I need to go to downtown. Any other questions or comments? Go ahead, Ms. Sol.
And I'm going to add, they don't only park at the Civic Center. Some of us walk from 17th Street to Evergreen Common and then head north. And that's like a busy, section, It's like Chicago Drive with people, Sunday afternoons and just getting their exercise in. So maybe, with they can utilize that too if it gets too busy over there. But I really appreciate it. And so then we don't use the free parking over there. We walk. We got to watch that weight. So thank you.
Any other comments? All right, we do need to do a public hearing on this item as well. I will open up the public hearing in regard to the downtown snowmelt operations and maintenance assessment. Anyone here like to address council in regard to this particular item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing on this item. What is the pleasure of council?
Move to approve.
Moved by Sol. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Vreeman. Any discussion? Seeing none. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Sol.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Corbin. Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Next item, item 7D, downtown parking operations and maintenance assessment. Adopt a resolution approving the annual downtown parking operations and maintenance role as previewed by Mr. Byrd. Mr. Van Dyken.
Yes, I think Councilmember Byrd hit the nail on the head. Part of what we talk about with downtown Holland all the time is experience management. And the first positive experience that people get is they get to come in, they get to park for free. So we're not dinging their wallet every time that we make somebody park downtown. Free parking is not free. It is paid for by the folks that pay the assessment, and this assessment is slated for another slight 3% increase this year to maintain that system.
All right. Any questions, comments? All right. Do need to do a public hearing on this as well. Is there any member of the public that would like to address council in regard to the downtown parking operations and maintenance assessment? Seeing none, I'll close the public comment, the public hearing on that. What is the pleasure of council in regard to the downtown parking operations and maintenance assessment?
Move to approve the downtown operations and maintenance.
Moved by Vreeman. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Byrd. Any discussion? I meant to say this in regard to the first one. We've gone pretty quickly through these. This is at least the third time these items have come up, but is it 4 this year because we had no, it is the third time. Okay, it's so for those watching at home for the first time, this is the third time these items have been on the agenda this year. So if it seems like we're going through these fairly quickly, we have had 2 additional discussions about each one of these items already this year. So that's why it's going pretty quickly. We have a motion, we have support. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Rowan.
Yes.
Byrd.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Corbin. Yes. Soul.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Next item on the agenda, item number 9, written petitions and communications. In addition to providing the public the opportunity to address council in person at our meetings, we do also give them the ability to be able to send messages to us in writing. We have an email address set up specifically for that. It is publiccomment@cityofholland.com. When we receive those, we accept them into the record at our regular meetings. We don't read them out loud, but accept them into the record. We do have some this week, and I would entertain a motion to accept those into the record. Moved by Vreeman, support by Byrd. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be item 12, Echo 4.1, City Holland Board of Public Works Insurance Program. Mr. Van Dyken.
Yes, thank you very much. I have a couple things here that Finance Director McCammon requested that I bring to your attention since she's unable to be here this evening. But the city and the Holland Board of Public Works have a combined insurance program that covers property, liability, auto, workers' comp, and cyber. John Hurley is here from Marsh. They've been worked with us since 2022. And the insurance programs runs from November 1st. I think John's going to cover this as well, to October 30. But to steal a little bit of thunder, our rates only went up 2.8%, which is very positive news. Remember, BPW energy production assets are completely separate from this. And again, John can speak to that. I will say that our finance staff worked very, very closely on this to make sure that our rates are just seeing that minimal increase. And she did send me a fun fact that I was only supposed to use in case of emergencies, but I'm going to use anyway. And that is, why is it called inland marine insurance?
Oh, we had this before.
Did you have this before?
I think we've had this
Do you
before, but I don't remember the
answer?
answer.
Okay. So in the 1600s, cargo was transported by water, so marine insurance covered businesses from sea losses. As cargo began to move over land, insurance companies started to cover those goods under the same policy, so inland was added to the name. That's how we got inland marine. So with that, John, if you could step up, you got a presentation for us?
I'm sorry, that's going to be really, really hard to follow.
Yeah, I don't know if you really want to hear from me after that good comment. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council, Vince, Matt. I could run through some slides if you want to that were included in your packet. Would that be helpful? Or would you like my narrative on things? Well, sorry, Matt, I'm now asking you a question.
Go right ahead.
Okay, well, let's so I forgot this was a little distance from my eyes, but in general, we had a very successful renewal, and hats off certainly to the finance team on both sides, the city and the public works. Everybody put a lot of work into it, and we finished out with really a good result. As Matt mentioned, sort of the backdrop was our city, insurance premiums are often rated on an exposure, and so There are two main exposures for the city. There are your revenues and there are your property values, including your inland marine values. The city revenues were up 27% year over year as the insurers look at it and the info we provide them. Board of Public Works revenues were up about 7%. So there were some drivers to push the premiums upward, but we have come into a more favorable market and things really came out well. Last year, when I was here, I was presenting a 5% rate increase, which we were happy about. That was about $88,000 annual increase. This year, we're at the 2.8% and $58,000. So things are getting better. I would say what really helped us, despite your increase in your exposures, is your insurers remain very loyal and committed. We explored alternatives, but we found that most of the incumbent carriers were responsive. Your property insurer brought their rates down 9%, which is good. The property market is one sort of ray of good sunshine. It's much better than it was a year ago. Our work comp premiums came down 4%. And another highlight was the environmental program. We do buy pollution or environmental liability coverage. We buy a $20 million limit. And we were coming off of a 2-year policy where the annual premiums for environmental were about $85,000 a year. This year, we found an alternative, and instead of $85,000 a year, the premiums will be about $50,000 a year. So it's great, and the carrier offered us a 3-year term. So that's just a great savings and very good coverage. And we were also able to buy back coverage for biosolids, which are recycled into farmland and so forth. So that used to be excluded. So we now have coverage for that if we ever need it. Generally, the public entity market is still facing a lot of pressure around the country, socio-political issues, the same sad story I talked about last year, just a lot of civil unrest. Inflation is causing problems for everybody, cost just going up, cost to replace equipment. But you are certainly, I think the city of Holland is like a diamond. Michigan's not too rough, but it's certainly, you're very unique. Your profile is fantastic. Your public safety is fantastic. So I think you're just a great risk, and the markets responded positively. I think I've pretty well hit the executive summary, and it was just great to see some relief in the premiums. Your limits are remaining the same, $20 million for liability. That seems to be a good number. We can always explore increasing it, but that would be added cost. I think our largest public entity clients can buy up to maybe $50 million in limit. So for your size and scope, the 20 seems a good spot. Your retentions have remained quite low. We did not have any increases in retentions this year or deductibles, which is also very favorable. That is kind of my long summary, but I'd love any questions or comments. Or I know insurance is never really a very pleasant thing to see. I think the biggest trend right now is we're really seeing a favorable property market because we're only running at about $80 billion in insured losses year to date. And last year we were at 144 for the year. So if hurricane season holds steady and we don't have any more tragic wildfires, we should be in pretty good shape for next year. Pardon me? Yeah. Yes, we will tell the markets to keep bringing the rates down.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And any questions or comments? Go ahead, Quincy. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll leave it for discussion.
Okay.
I'll just wait for discussion.
Okay. I've got a comment. thank you, and thank you for the kind words. One, for staff, and for, I love hearing that Holland, Michigan is a diamond. I love hearing that our staff is doing a great job and hard work, and that is paying off with good rates, and that we're doing a great job with that. But it's telling that even as with all of that and those great results, we still have a 2.8% increase that we are happy about. But that just shows what the market is, that we have the same sort of inflation pressures that everybody has. And that's just the nature of being an entity that has to live within the same market that everybody else does. That even as hard as we work to keep those costs down, those costs still continue to rise year after year. And hopefully, as Mr. Corbin said, someday those costs might go down. I've yet to see it, but someday that may happen. But it's good to hear that the hard work that we do does a good job at trying to keep those increases as small as they possibly can be.
Thank you for those comments. And I should just echo the point that you're a growing city. So your revenues and exposures continue to grow, which is fantastic because you're bringing more for the citizens, the ice rink, whatever it might be, improving the energy park. But as the 2% or 2.3 or 2.9%, 2.8 increase is especially good in light of your growth. Your exposure is growing 20%, but your premiums have only gone up 2.8. So that's what I want to, this is a very confusing subject, but that's the real driver.
I'm glad that you just said that, because I didn't catch that the first time around.
It's a lot to absorb. And I'm up here smiling a lot because this is just really good news. Other clients don't get good news. But
can you say that again?
Other clients do not get good news. But yes, you're a growing city. And so your exposures, your fleet of vehicles, your fleet of equipment, all your property assets, they've increased dramatically, and the revenues. So the fact that you're not getting a 20% increase, I think, is great news.
Yeah. So for those people listening at home, we've got a 20% increase in exposure, but only a 2.8% increase in costs.
Clarification: the city revenues are up 27%.
So I like those numbers even better, because we've got our rate increase is only 10% of what our revenue increase was, roughly.
Yes, and your property values, have gone up 12%, but the rate came down 9%. So you're coming out ahead.
I like you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to come back.
Yes.
Sometime.
Yes. Yeah. And any other comments or questions for our wonderful insurance person here this evening? All right, great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're most welcome. I
Yes.
am just the front face. There's
Yes.
a big team behind us.
Okay. What is the pleasure of council in regard to the City and Holland Board of Public Works Insurance Program?
Move to approve.
Moved by Vreeman. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Sol. Any discussion? Mr. Byrd.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that growth, that 27% versus the 2.8%. Already hit on that. And then also, on another note, I'm going to give a definition of a word that he used. Fantastic means extremely good or excellent, and can also mean very large or existing in fantasy. It can be used informally to express that you think something is great, or more formally describe something as imaginative, unusual, or unreal. And he said the City of Holland is fantastic, and public safety is fantastic. And that just gives light of all the work that goes on. And as you said, you're the front man and you have a huge team behind you. That's how I feel. We're the front man and we have a huge team behind us. And that just gives credence to how fantastic this city is because of all the people that support it. So that was it.
Thank you. Any other discussion from council? Well done, Quincy, in making a boring subject like insurance the thing that makes our staff shine. I appreciate that. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Byrd.
Yes.
Vreeman.
Yes.
Corbin. Yes. Sol.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion.
Great, thank you. Next item on the agenda, item 12, Echo 6.1, gifts. Brenda, would you please review the gifts for us?
The city manager's office is pleased to report the following gift. For the Parks and Recreation Department, $2,400 from Jim Stetler for adaptability sleds for the ice park.
Wonderful. Thank you. What is the pleasure of council in regard to the gifts?
Move to approve and get those to the appropriate departments. And I lost my train of thought. Yes, yeah. Thank you to our donors. We appreciate it. I'm sorry.
All right.
I
We've
would
got we got
support.
motion by Soul. We've got support by Byrd. Any discussion? This one, I love, as Quincy has said before, it seems like almost every week we receive a gift, and I think it's unusual for a city to receive gifts as often as we do. But this one really warmed my heart that we've got special equipment for the ice park for those with disabilities. I cannot wait to see this equipment at the ice park. I'm dying to see this stuff in use. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, item 12, Echo 6.2, Human Resources, the 2026 Health Insurance Rates and Changes. Mr. Van Dyken.
It's insurance overload here on Wednesday night, but Jen Orm is going to come up and she's going to explain the changes that are being proposed to our employee health insurance.
Good evening.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. Happy to be here tonight. And if you think a small increase is good news, I have even better news, which is not something that you're hearing right now nationally and statewide with insurance. So hopefully you read my report. You were able to see the attachments, all of the different rates. We budgeted 10%, which is pretty conservative for our health insurance cost increase in 2026. We are way under budget, so that's the good news. We're always looking for ways that we can save, whether it be with the health insurance, retirement costs. So Lynn McCammon and myself, with the support of Keith Van Beek, are always looking for different ways that we can save money. So we did decide, and I know we brought it to a study session with you earlier, I think this summer, and then in August to a regular meeting, we did switch. We're no longer going to have a self-funded health insurance program. We're now joining the West Michigan Pool, otherwise known as the Pool, and it's a great program. It's no longer self-funded. It's going to be fully insured under the Pool. And the Pool is a great product. We're working with Gallagher Benefits as our broker for the Pool. We're joining about 230 different municipalities, school districts, a lot of them in our area, all public employers that are part of this pool and our members. And so we're pooling our insurance funds together. And so it's a really great concept. Been around about 20 years, and we're going to save a lot of money, not only for the city and the residents, but also for our employees with their premiums deductions out of their paychecks. So the good news, we are here tonight to say that this year, 2026, our insurance rates are actually decreasing by 5.5% for our active employees and our covered retirees. I won, yay.
Scott, you got to turn your mic on for that one. Yeah.
She's my favorite now.
It's very good news, and it really is not what you're hearing, and I've got some other slides to talk about that in just a moment. But yes, so 5.5% for our medical insurance. Again, that's for all covered city employees, and then also our covered retirees. We have a very small group of retirees that are still on our insurance, but that will be a decrease for them as well. So huge cost savings. We're also going to have a 2% decrease with our dental insurance by going with the Pool, and then and this seems almost unbelievable, but 44.58% decrease in our vision. We previously had our iMed Vision plan bundled under our self-funded Priority Health Plan, and now you'll see an attachment. We're joining iMed separately. We're splitting that out from the bundle.
And we're still covering both eyes with that?
Both eyes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. All right.
And now I need the glasses too for those eyes, so yes, very important benefit. The other good news is we're not having to make plan changes like, raising deductibles, co-insurance, co-pays, that type of thing. So we're keeping all three medical plans, the PPO, the gold, and the silver high deductible health plan with HSA. We're keeping all three of those plans exactly as is. So the employees won't even experience a change other than a decrease in their paycheck premium, but they will see the same benefits, and they'll just have a new insurance card that says the pool, but it's still covered under Priority Health. So it's just a great thing to be a member of the pool and to share in those cost savings with all of those other public employers. And then we're also going to add some additional voluntary benefits. So we're joining AFLEC as a group, and we're going to offer that to our employees. We've got 3 different plans. We've got the non-work-related injury plan, where people will be compensated if they get hurt outside of work. We also have critical illness and then hospital coverage. And so that's an added benefit for employees that would like to sign up for those voluntary plans. And what that voluntary means is they pay 100% of that premium out of their paycheck pre-tax. All right.
Can you go back one?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm on the radio tomorrow, and I really need to share this with everybody. Awesome, thank you.
All right, you bet. Yes, so big savings. Okay, so just some quick stats, just to really let this sink in. And for those of you that have insurance and pay through, your paychecks with your premiums, I'm sure you're expecting an increase versus a decrease. But for Michigan, the average increase that's projected for health insurance premiums is anywhere between 11 and 18% increase. So that's pretty significant. Nationally, it's projected at 9% for large groups, and that's with making no plan changes. And that is the highest jump that we've seen in about 15 years. So that's a pretty significant jump. Blue Cross Blue Shield is projecting 17.3% increase here in Michigan, and Priority Health is at 13%, which again falls in that range that I just discussed. So the pool's average, and what I'm going to get to on my next slide, is 9.1, so that's good news. They are below. And there's also a banding, so I'm going to talk about that as well, which is between 5.35%. That's what their outliers that really performed well and had low claims in 2025. That's as low as the increase is going for people in the pool, existing members. And then the highest is that 12.85. So that's the good news. If you're part of a larger pool, like we will now be part of, if you have a really rough year with some pretty significant claims that go over, $130,000, $140,000, whether it's, cancer, preemie babies, huge claims, you still are protected because you're part of that larger pool of 230 members, and they can spread that cost across, and there's a stop-loss coverage involved. So really, to say 12.85 is the worst that anybody in the pool is going to experience, it's still below what many other employers are experiencing, not only in Michigan, but throughout the country. So this next slide shows the pool's annual increases for the last few years, couple years, and you'll see that there is so 9.1 is the average for the members, and that's really the majority of the pool members are getting a 9.1. But again, it can go up as high as the 12.85 and as low as 5.35. So those numbers, again, are still really conservative, and that gives us a lot of peace of mind. This being our first year in the pool, we're obviously seeing a decrease. But I do want to point out that in 2027, our rates will be the pool's average because they won't have enough historical data with us in the pool for only 1 year to give us one of those outlier rates, either be low or high with the banding. So we will be accepting whatever the pool's average is for 2027. And then in 2028, we're hoping to be on that lower end and have less than what the average premium increase will be. But again, if you look at these percentages with the pool compared to folks that are not in the pool and have employer-sponsored group health insurance with Blue Cross Blue Shield or Priority Health, you know, it's still much lower. 9.1 is much lower than both of those numbers. So again, we're excited to join the pool. We're very thankful that you were supportive. I know it's a big change. We've been self-funded for many, many years, and to go fully insured, but in a larger pool, you know, it's a big change. But fortunately, our employees won't experience any negative results from that change. It's all going to be positive. The only negative is, you know, a decrease in their premiums, which is a good negative. All right. Any questions?
Questions or comments? Mr. Corbin and then Mr. Vreeman.
So 3 questions, I'll just ask them and then you can maybe
Sure.
respond to them. So our historical trend, was that included or part of determining the rate average across all the participants? Or is it, do they have to wait till we come in to average that out? That's one question. And then if you could explain stop loss coverage for the listening public, what
Sure.
that means and what we're paying for that so that we can prevent risk.
Yep.
And then, and board positions. I think we mentioned before in study sessions that we're going to have some individuals that represent our pool, our portion of the pool, there to speak on our behalf and represent us. So if you could explain a little bit about the board positions too.
Sure, you
Thank
bet.
you.
Yes, so, yes, we did give them permission to get with Priority Health and figure out what our aggregate, so no names, but what our employees' claims look like over the last 24 months. So that's how they came up with our rate for this year. Prior, when we were self-funded, we were getting illustrative rates from Priority Health based on projections and actual claims and fixed costs, such as stop loss. So they went in, they looked at those numbers and came back and were able to save us a lot of money. And one of the ways, and this ties into your second question, is with the stop loss insurance. So being self-funded, anything that is under $130,000, any claim, the city would just have right out of our bank account. We're paying that
Out of the
claim.
pool account.
Well, no, as a self-funded plan,
Correct.
out of our
Self-funded,
own, yes, so out of the general fund and what we've budgeted for health insurance
Right,
costs. Once it hit $130,000, it was covered by our stop-loss insurance with Priority Health, and usually we'll have 1 to 5 of those a year. It can be employees, dependents, spouses, retirees, their spouses, but 5 would be a really bad year. So normally it was 1 or 2 a year that we would have that would hit that stop loss. And once it hits stop loss, then the plan, Priority Health, pays all of the claims, north of 130. So that's what stop loss is. With the pool, we no longer pay stop loss. And that was almost $300,000 that we were paying a year for that special insurance, which was good insurance to have, considering those claims were so high, and a good protection for ourselves and for the employees. But the pool acts as its own stop loss, being now a fully insured product with all of the various members. So some folks have really good years, some other members have bad years, and they're protected by being in the pool. But we're saving a lot of money, and that's where that, roughly $500,000, most of it was by eliminating the stop loss insurance coverage that we've been paying.
Great.
So great question. And then yes, I will be part of the board. So we've got Lynn McCammon, our finance director, myself, Keith Van Beek. We're all kind of the folks that will be involved with anything pool related. We'll be, voting on changes, making sure that the financials are correct. So yeah, we'll have a lot of oversight being members of the pool and having Holland represented.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Vreeman.
Jen, thanks for all the work on doing this. It's great. With the graph that's in front of us right now,
Yes.
I understand that we're expecting a decrease, or you've confirmed a decrease in this year, but I would think because the major reason of that is because we're joining the pool at this time, that we would anticipate, based on market, whatever takes place, rate increases going forward, correct?
Correct. So this year we are seeing a savings, and that's joining the pool and getting rid of some of those fixed costs like stop loss. But next year we will be guaranteed, we'll be charged to whatever the pool's average is. So if you look at that graph, you can see the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. So you can see the trend, 4.9 down to 1.9, 4.9, 4.25, 8.7 for last year. And just to kind of give you a comparison, so the pool in 2025, their average was 8.7. The city of Holland, our increase last year for our health insurance was 8.4. So pretty comparable. In 2024, the city's increase for health insurance premiums was 9.48. So again, not too far off of what the pool has been experiencing as well. So yes, in 2027, there won't be a savings. I'm sure there will be an increase for the average with the pool, but I am confident that it's very well managed and that it will be less than what folks that aren't in the pool that are getting the same insurance through Priority Health or the Blues, what they would be paying. So
Yeah, I just want to make sure we have good perspective of.
Definitely.
We're a little bit an outlier this year.
Oh, big time.
Because of the
Extreme.
joining.
Yes.
And then it'll kind of go back to.
Yep.
Business as
Normal.
usual. Yeah.
Yes, but I do feel pretty confident that we manage our benefits really well here at the city. We educate our employees. Most of our employees are covered by a high deductible health plan, which is consumer driven. So people are watching their bills, making sure that things are billed correctly. They're shopping for services. So I do feel confident that, and I'm hopeful that we'll be on the lower end of that band in the years going forward. But for next year, we'll be average. Yeah.
Any other comments or questions for staff? I just have a couple. One, if somebody had said to me the most exciting thing that was going to happen to me today was going to be 2 insurance presentations, I would have said that they were crazy, but it is exactly the most exciting thing today. Thank you, because this also shows an incredible amount of hard work and foresight by you and your team in doing this. Yeah, these are going to be big savings this year, and hopefully smaller increases moving forward, but also your answer to Mr. Vreeman that you just gave shows the amount of work that you guys do with the entire staff to train them to be good customers of insurance. That means that we're saving money for the city as well. So thank you for all of that good work, all of that hard work. That saves the taxpayers of the city of Holland a lot of money. And I think that's one great example of 1,000 different things that the staff of the city of Holland is doing to make this an incredible organization. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. What is the pleasure of council in regard to this item?
Move to approve the health insurance rates for 2026.
Moved by Vreeman. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Sol. Any discussion? Seeing none. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Freeman.
Yes.
Corbin.
Yes.
Soul.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Next item on the agenda, 12 Echo 6.3, accept a donation of a parking lot located at 21 West 7th Street. Mr. Van Dyken.
Yeah, so this, you had mentioned earlier during gifts that it's amazing how many gifts the city has given, and this is another one. So our office was approached, probably a couple of months ago by the company that actually owns this parking lot at 21 West 7th Street. So just to get your bearings, Big Lake Brewing Company, they're on 7th Street, is on the right-hand side of the parking lot, and then the towers on River are on the left-hand side of the parking lot. So they came to us, they said, we really don't know if we've got a good use for this parking lot. Currently, the DDA is paying us to lease it. The DDA pays to maintain it. The DDA pays for landscaping. The DDA pays for everything at lot because we lease it from them. And they said, you know what, we don't really have a use for it. Would you consider accepting this as a donation? It would come into your public parking system, and not only would those losses or those costs to the DDA be eliminated, but you can keep it as a parking lot in perpetuity. It'd be a public lot. They continue to benefit as a downtown business from having downtown free, not free, public parking. And we would take over the ownership of that lot. Quite an offer, right? Just as a kind of, hey, what do you think? In the time since we were first approached, the city attorney's office, our office, have been provided with phase 1 environmental assessments, surveys, everything that we really think we need to take that in and accept that as a donation, close on it really quite quickly. They would obviously receive some tax benefits through that donation. But after reviewing it with the DDA, they were quite frankly, a little surprised that such an offer would come to us, but they unanimously approved to you that we accept this donation of the parking lot at 21 West 7th Street, and that we include that into the public parking system. We've got some great developments in that area, probably some more to come, and this is just another great use for public parking in a lot that maybe was a challenge to put a building on.
Thank you, Matt. Questions for staff? All right, what is the pleasure of council?
Motion to accept that parking lot.
Moved by Rowan, is there support?
And if I could jump in 1 second, our city
Yeah.
attorney has recommended that the motion,
Oh, yes.
actually, Ms. Rowan, to be what's included on your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to amend your motion?
I would like to amend my motion. Thank you. Motion to approve the donation of a parking lot located at 21 West 7th Street, Holland, Michigan, owned by West 7th Street LLC to the City of Holland, and authorize the city manager to execute necessary documents to complete the donation, subject to approval as to form by the city attorney.
Mr. Mayor, before you get a
Yes.
second, can I have a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was
Go for it.
pondering it, and I want to make sure I ask it. Well, your motion is still present. Someone can give you a second. Are we obligated to only a parking lot, even in perpetuity, is what you said? Is it, I mean, if in the future we decide we want to do something else with this parcel, can we do something different? I mean, I just want to.
I'm going to look to Vince as the one that's reviewed the legal documentation on this, but no, I believe if we all convert to flying cars in the future, we're not.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not locked. I guess that's the question, if we're locked into.
There's not been any indication of a restriction with the gift.
Deed restriction of some sort.
Right, we do need to double check and make sure any recorded instruments, like easements and things like that, they could affect what the city would like to do with it, if other than a parking lot. So we are still that's part of the reason for my recommended, subject to approval as to form by the city attorney. I want to make sure we're confident and comfortable with those, any recorded easements or restrictions like that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep. All right, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have motion by Rowan, support by Vreeman. Any discussion? Seeing none. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Corbin.
Yes.
Soul.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Item 13, communications from the Assistant City Manager, Mr. Van Dyken.
Beautiful evening in Holland, Michigan. Let's all get out there and enjoy it. No
All
comments
right.
from me.
We always enjoy your very lengthy reports, Mr. Van Dyken. Next item on the agenda, appointments and communications from the mayor. I do have some reappointments this evening. I would recommend to the city council that they approve the reappointments of Michael Start, Jordan Neal, and Joseph Bonadiaz to the International Relations Commission, each for a 3-year term expiring on June 30, 2028, and I would be looking for a motion in that regard.
Support, Corbin. Support, Corbin.
Who did? But we need a motion first.
That's what I meant, motion.
Moved by Corbin. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Rowan. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right. And I do have 2 proclamations this evening. The first, actually, really kind of cool and exciting. They all are, but this one is also a proclamation for the 40th anniversary of Evergreen Commons. Whereas 40 years ago, Ed and Elsa Prince family had a bold vision, a place where older adults could flourish, the very women and men who helped shape Holland, Michigan into the thriving community it is today. And whereas the Evergreen Commons mission is bold and unwavering, to inspire older adults to live their fullest lives by disrupting the way people age. And whereas Evergreen Commons is a nonprofit community organization for older adults in West Michigan, a place where physical, mental, emotional, and social wellness programming empowers a place of belonging, meaning, and purpose, a hallmark of excellence in serving the community. And whereas Evergreen Commons has grown to serve over 5,300 members annually through initiatives that include enrichment in arts, music, nutrition classes, physical wellness, personal training, woodshop, travel, caregiver support, and many other opportunities. And whereas the Evergreen Commons Resource Center helps older adults and their families navigate resources needed to live longer and live better for longer. And whereas the city's mission is to maximize livability, we find in Evergreen Commons a beacon shining a light on older adults with our vision for an inclusive community as they disrupt the way people age. And now, therefore, I, Nathan Box, Mayor of the City of Holland, Michigan, and members of the Holland City Council do hereby proclaim the 40th anniversary of Evergreen Commons. We invite the community to stand in solidarity with Evergreen Commons and their members to redefine the aging in our community for residents as they celebrate 40 years and forward on Thursday, October 16, 2025 at Evergreen Commons. Given under my hand and the seal of the City of Holland, this 15th day of October 2025, Mayor Nathan Box. And congratulations to Evergreen Commons on their 40th anniversary. And the second proclamation this evening is for Extra Mile Day. Whereas Holland, Michigan is a community which acknowledges that a special vibrancy exists within the entire community when its individual citizens collectively go the extra mile in personal effort, volunteerism, and service. And whereas Holland, Michigan is a community which encourages its citizens to maximize their personal contribution to the community by giving of themselves wholeheartedly and with total effort, commitment, and conviction to their individual ambitions, family, friends, and community. And whereas Holland, Michigan is a community which chooses to shine a light on and celebrate individuals and organizations within the community who go the extra mile to make a difference and lift up fellow members of their community. And whereas Holland, Michigan acknowledges the mission of Extra Mile America to create 550 extra mile cities in America and is proud to support Extra Mile Day on November 1, 2025. Now, therefore, I, Nathan Box, Mayor of the City of Holland, Michigan, and members of the Holland City Council, do hereby proclaim November 1, 2025, Extra Mile Day. I urge everyone in the community to take time on this day to not only go the extra mile in his or her own life, but also to acknowledge all those who are inspirational in their efforts and commitment to make their organizations, families, community, country, or world a better place. Given under my hand and the seal of the City of Holland this 15th day of October 2025, Mayor Nathan Box. And that is all I have this evening. Next item on the agenda, item 15, appointments, motions, communications from council members. Anything from council members this evening? Yes. Ms. Rowan.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have an announcement or just a reminder that the City of Holland has an election on Tuesday, November 4th. On the ballot are council seats for wards 1, 3, 5, 1 at-large position, and the mayor. There's also the Headley override proposal. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Absentee ballots are available now in the city clerk's office during regular business hours, which are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we encourage you to participate. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Anything else from council members? Mr. Freeman.
I think in addition to that, on the election ballot is a proposal for the Headley that was presented in public comment, and in my opinion, quite inaccurately. And I would really encourage our listening public and all of our voters and residents to research that, to go on the city's website and to find out the facts and the truth about that. And I think the empowerment of Headley, of a yes vote to continue to empower the citizens, control their tax rate, is in their hands to promote that and to not put the city council and its leaders in a position to cut the very services that we are enjoying today, because that's what will happen going forward. I don't want to use scare tactics, but empowering our people to be the very voices and control their taxes is what Headley is all about. And so I would encourage our listening folks and everyone to read up that on the city's website.
And we are going to have an informational session at 7 p.m. here next Tuesday night here in City Council Chambers, the 21st, 7 p.m. If you have questions, we'd love to be able to answer those questions. Yep. Anything else from council members? Yes, Ms. Soul.
Thank you, Mayor. September 17th through October 15th, today being the last day of National Hispanic Heritage Month. Tomorrow we will be Friday we will be celebrating with Latin American United for Progress Gala that takes place Friday, October 17th. And so we will be celebrating, but I just wanted to read this. Hispanic Heritage Month is an official celebration of people whose ancestry can be tracked back to Spain, Mexico, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. Hispanic Heritage Month pays tribute to the generation of Hispanic Americans who have positively influenced and enriched our nation and society. The celebration starts in the middle of the month, September. The 15th marks the Independence Day of 5 Latin American countries: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, Mexico, Chile, and Belize. So definitely just want to pay tribute to that, to those that have gone before us, that allowed me to be where I am today. But it's just a great honor to celebrate. But I guess for me, being Latina and being Mexican American, first generation, I wouldn't have dreamed to be here sitting with my colleagues, and it's been a great honor to serve. And again, I do it because of the passion that I have for my community. Holland has been a place that I call home, and Holland has given me hope. Holland has just really transformed my life, and I'm grateful that I get to sit here amongst you all, and that I'm learning and celebrating our diverse backgrounds, and just being a team, with very diverse backgrounds, but that we really respect and encourage one another, and that even though when we disagree, we can agree to disagree. And I believe that's the beauty of democracy, and I am up for re-election, but what I realize more importantly, it's not so much a winning, it's about empowering those around me, my neighbors, my family and friends that may be intimidated by the process. We have to vote. It's our democracy, it's our God-given right. As a veteran, as serving with fellow veterans, nothing is free. As Matt had said, it's not free. Someone paid the price, the soldiers, the veterans that didn't come home, the families that lost loved ones. It's not free. So more importantly, I get out there and knock on doors, and I'm like, are you registered to vote? And again, it's not so much about winning. It's about empowering my neighbors, bringing them alongside of with me, and to, encourage them. I get it. I understand that life is busy. Family, work, life that, happens. But just get out there to vote, vote411.org, check your registration, and you may also request an absentee ballot to be sent to your house before 10/31, correct, Brenda? And, make a plan, get out and vote, because sometimes we think we're gonna vote, and I've had appointments, and I'm like, it went over my head. So make a plan. Encourage your friends or family or those that don't have access to get out and vote. So thank you so much. And again, it's an honor and privilege to serve. And I definitely want to serve and serve a next term, because I feel like I'm just learning so much. So thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from council members? Mr. Corbin.
Yeah, so 3 things. I noticed in public comment as well that some comments were made that were not correct. I think we need to make sure we tell the public that are watching tonight, and then also who are going to follow up watching this program this evening, is to go out and do the research, understand the Headley Rollback Amendment and what it does and what it does not do. We have a lot of great information on our website. Please take advantage of looking at that and making a good, informed decision about what that means for us as a community. I certainly support the measure, and I hope my colleagues do, but if I know it's most important for us as a city to make sure that we give that opportunity back to the taxpayers to make that decision, and that's what we're doing. We're empowering them to do that. So thank you for making that comment. The other thing I want to correct is regarding this parking lot near our ice rink. We are, as a city in our Parks Department, we do a very good job of looking at the space that's available to us and how we develop those areas. And we have done a great job in making sure we plant the trees, the grass, bring things back to as normal as it was. but also we have to grow the community with things that improve quality of life, and this park will do that. So it's a delicate balance, but I appreciate the passion a young lady had who came to the and spoke on it. We're doing good stewardship here in the city, and I applaud my Parks Department, our city management, and our staff for what they've done with our Parks Division and making sure that we protect as much of the environment as possible. And last, we tonight passed a tax abatement, a 198 tax abatement. And we as a council have a broader responsibility of looking at our policy and what that means to us as a city, us residents, us as City of Holland. We have our own policy guiding that, and I think we have to review that policy. I think we have to look at it and be more informed about when and how we approve these tax abatements. Expanding the tax base, promoting higher wage jobs, that was discussed tonight, strengthening our labor force, complementing city services, and ensuring financial stability for all taxing units. I think it's real important that we have a future study session on this. I think it's our duty to look at policy and review it and make sure that we're following what the tax abatement recommendations are. And I'm hopeful that my fellow councilmen, councilpersons believe that we should be doing that as well. So I'll be asking for future study sessions to talk about this more in depth. Thank you.
Great. Any other communications from council members? All right, seeing none. Oh, Ms. Soul.
Sorry, I had one more thing. The Headley Amendment rollback, I was looking at the ballot as I go door to door, and, the legal jargon, it has to be written like that, correct, Vincent?
It does. There's hope that we can, look at a plainer language approach with these measures, but for now, this is the language that is accepted, so yes.
No, thank you. I just want to clarify that. So, when I go to door, I say, I, as a city council, as a representative, I can't tell you to vote yes, but as a homeowner and a resident, I am voting yes. And what I let them know is that voting yes does not mean that we're going to raise taxes. It means that we are being proactive, the city, because as we've said, when we do something, we do it right. We're being proactive. We're trying to avoid, so we get 33% of the tax revenues. And with inflation going up, is my understanding that 33%, we're gonna lose more of that. And so what I'm explaining to them, that as a single person, as a fixed income, when I look at my finances, I want to make my income go as far as it can go. So this 33% and the increase of inflation brings up the cost of everything. So that means that we're going to be able to keep less of that 33%, or it's not going to be able to go as far as it would normally under less inflation. So that's how I'm breaking it down to the residents, my constituents. But it does not mean, and that was an inaccurate portrayal, that that means that we're going to raise taxes. And it was kind of offensive and insulting that someone, is giving out information, and we can't avoid what people say at public comment. But everyone is subject to their own interpretation. But definitely research this information. Reach out to your representative. Be here next Tuesday. The manager breaks it down really good, and we take questions, and the mayor has spoken on it, and many of us have it on our social media. And we balance budgets. We're very proactive. We believe in fiscal responsibility. So that wasn't an accurate portrayal earlier in the public comment. So I just wanted to add to that. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Any other comments from council members? All right, there's just one more motion I would entertain at this time.
Move to adjourn.
Moved by Vreeman, support by Byrd. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.